"You don't have any speech defects," he said. "Do you want to be on the air?" I didn't, actually. I was only hoping to find a job where I could get paid to write. But when someone asks you if you want to be on the radio, you say yes. And I'm forever grateful that I did. Eventually, I became a senior producer and contributor on the nationally syndicated program To the Best of Our Knowledge. The team and I hold a Peabody Award for our work on the show in 2004. Later, I hosted my own program, The Veronica Rueckert Show, co-founded and co-hosted the radio news magazine Central Time, and began a public speaking and story coaching company built to empower women to learn to use their voice as an instrument of strength and personal expression. Over the years on the radio, I had the opportunity to talk with creators, performers, and thinkers who ran the gamut from founding feminist Gloria Steinem to former Secretary of State Madeleine Albright. For all these conversations, and every other one besides, I have needed a voice. The human voice is a marvel. In a world with billions of people, your voice is unique. It's shaped by the way your parents spoke, by where you live, by how your body is formed, and by the resonance spaces in your head, neck, and chest. It's shaped by how you feel about yourself. Your voice is a unique fingerprint of who you are and a truer image of the self than almost any other part of your physical being. I love nothing so well as the sound of the human voice. I have trouble with names, but I imprint on voices and carry them with me forever. The lush, four-part harmonies of the band Great Big Sea, sung to a crowd in the tiny black box bar where I first saw them. The bubbling warmth of Anna Pavord enthusing about the flower that drove 17th century Western Europe into a frenzy. She is the reason I fill my house with tulips. My music school classmate, Nate Stampley, rehearsing Ralph Vaughan Williams' bittersweet Songs of Travel, the first time I ever heard them in an empty concert hall. The bottomless love in the voice of Sister Priya, and the unselfconscious sound of my kids belting out Hamilton in the backseat of my car. These are the voices I carry with me. The music of them is stamped on my soul. I love my own voice, too. Most of the time, when I ask the women in my workshops or the audiences at my talks if they love their own voices, the answer is no. A stray person or two might think her voice is a little okay, but most of them flat out don't even like it. Here's what's so sad about that. Without a positive relationship with such a key part of ourselves, it's challenging to share what's inside. The ideas, the love, the passion, and most of all, the potential. The way we feel about ourselves is inextricably linked with our voice. The vocal instrument is housed in the body, so that makes any ambivalence we have about our physical selves part of the relationship we have with our voice. I worked with one woman who, as a child, had been choked by a neighborhood boy. He had clamped his hands around her neck, and when she had tried to scream for help, she couldn't. To this day, she has nightmares about not being able to speak and has a complicated relationship with her voice. She says that if she can get away with it, she'd rather be silent than talk. To be clear, there's nothing wrong with being an introvert or desiring silence, but she came to me to find a new pathway toward a positive relationship with her voice. Another woman I worked with, an attorney, had just been made partner but didn't feel she had reached her leadership potential. As part of her exploration of how to express herself more fully, she worked with me to strengthen her voice, take a stronger stance at meetings, and bring the full dynamic range of her voice into play when she spoke. For her, the voice was a conduit for self-expression and leadership. The voice is an amazing gift, both a privilege and a responsibility. Using it takes courage, especially if you're a woman. We're given only a finite amount of time to figure out what it's for, to grow into ourselves enough so that we can speak up when the time comes. Yet a woman's right to speak in public is a right that hasn't been fully granted. Modern research backs this up. In a study of deliberative groups designed to mirror Congress in their gender makeup, women used only 60% of the floor time.